Alright guys, so Royal Rumble, this was a week ago, and I waited a little while for giving my response to it. And first of all, it was basically a two-match pay-per-view. The WWE Championship match was excellent, no complaints there. But all the controversy is surrounding the Royal Rumble. Now, I think that we can all agree that it was pretty predictable when Daniel Bryan was eliminated, but my problem is that there was really no good winner that could have won the Royal Rumble and everybody could have been happy because yeah, Daniel could have won, but the way that they built Brock Lesnar, it would just feel so ridiculous to see him beat Brock Lesnar, a man that has destroyed John Cena, a man that beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania. It just doesn't make sense. Daniel Bryan just isn't built the way that Brock has been built. And with Roman, he's definitely not ready. I mean, his promos is pretty bad. He can use a couple more moves in the ring, and honestly, I wish he had a different theme song. I mean, I like the Theo theme song, but he got to move on from that. But anyway, the match itself was okay for the first half. You had Bubba Ray come back. That was pretty cool. That was probably my favorite surprise entrant. Probably most of ours. It was cool to see him do, the 3D with R-Truth, because R-Truth was basically Devon. And I do wish that he had stayed in there a little bit longer. And another thing I noticed about the Rumble is that basically they put all the good stuff at the beginning. They didn't even do anything else at the second half. It was just the crowd booing and booing and booing, and it was pretty bad. So based off of what you're listening to me talking, I can't really come up with an answer of who should have won. Because if you had a went with Daniel, I mean that's a guy that's been out for 9 years. 9 years. Sorry, one take. Uh, for about 9 10 months, and to see him come back and just win the Royal Rumble out of nowhere, I mean that just kind of screws over everybody else that's been there all this time. So what I think is that they probably should have built up Roman more. It wasn't his time. My suggestion is to have him fight Rusev because we all know that Cena's gonna beat him. So I think that Roman should have gotten that victory, and I also think that Cena probably should have won the title. I mean, I don't want him to be a 16-time world champion, but he should have won the title, and then you could have had Daniel Bryan and Cena go at it, and then Cena could drop the belt to Bryan at Mania, and then Seth can cash in, and then you could just go into a storyline with Seth and Daniel because they already had history together anyway, so it would work. Dolph Ziggler should not have won, and I'm glad he didn't, simply because they haven't been building him, you know. And despite having that nice victory he got at SummerSlam, or not SummerSlam, but Survivor Series, it was basically taken away from him a couple weeks later when the Authority came back. So what's the point? That victory doesn't mean anything. Even if Sting made his debut, it didn't mean anything. So Bray Wyatt could have been a guy that they could have won, but the problem is that they turned Brock face. If you haven't noticed, he's basically full on face, and Bray is kind of like a mixture of a heel and a face. The only way that could have worked is if they had maybe Cena win, and then Bray gets his rematch or something like that, or maybe just have I don't know. I think that they messed up with the whole Brock Lesnar thing because it's nice to see him dominate, but nobody on the roster can beat him, and that's the problem with the WWE. They just didn't build up this Road to WrestleMania up right so far. So we're gonna have to see what Roman can do. I wonder what the announcement is. It's gonna be on Monday Night Raw. That'll be interesting to see. But I am definitely looking forward to Raw, see what this announcement is all about, and I don't want them to put Daniel in the main event because that's just 2 years in a row, and the fans gonna start thinking, well, we can control Vince every year. Well, let's do it then. So I just don't think that they should put him in the main event. But I guess they should just go with Dolph and Daniel Bryan, but make sure Daniel Bryan is a face. There's no way the crowd would let him go heel. But anyway, that's kind of my thoughts on the Royal Rumble. Didn't talk about any of the other matches other than the two main ones because, nobody cares. We all saw the New Age Outlaws losing to the Ascension based off of what we saw on Monday Night Raw last week. So that was pretty predictable. And Usos is basically the John Cena tag team. They always gonna win. And all the other matches are irrelevant. So, uh, shout out to Master Assassin because he actually asked me to do this video. It's nice to give some feedback from